So good evening to all once again. I welcome you for the today's class of cloud computing. Our today's topic will be on web services. Have you heard about web services? Anybody? Have you heard about web services?
Yes, ma'am.
Right, somewhere you have heard and you are actually using those services also. Okay, those services are being provided by Amazon, okay, provided by Google, okay, some another cloud providers are also there who are providing the various services to the consumers or to the clients or to the end user side. Okay, so web services in cloud computing is playing a very important role, a very vital role. Okay, the term means that there are a lot of services in the cloud computing. Okay, for example, you consider that you have designed one cloud as an infrastructure. You have designed one particular infrastructure of the cloud, and you're providing various services on that cloud. Okay, so those can be some applications, those can be some storage devices or various services that you are been providing, so that your services will be used by the end users or the customer's side. Getting my point? So your client is there, okay, and they want to access those services. Now suppose there is an connection of one service to another service, so there is a communication between the services. Like service one is having an communication or wants an communication with the another service, okay, or want to access the another service. Okay, so there must be an communication or what can I say, there should be a medium to have an communication between them. Okay, so that is nothing but it is talking about the web services. So web services is nothing but it is an method of communication. Okay, so this will be provided, of course, through the world wide web only. You are going to search those services. Okay, through website only or through internet only you are going to search those services. Okay, so I'll just read one and with an example we will come to know. A web service is can be defined by the following ways. See, there are number of definitions of web services. Okay, there is, according to authors, the definition changes. Okay, the web services, if you understand one thing, you can write your own definition by yourself. Okay, it is a client server application or application component for communication. So web services we are generally used for the communication purpose. Okay, for the communication purpose. Now the method of communication between the two device over the network. Okay, it is nothing but it is a method of communication between the two devices. Okay, now it is a software system for the interoperable machine to machine communication. Okay, again it can be the machine to machine communication also if we require. So again through web services we are going to do. It is a collection of standard or protocols for exchanging the information between the two devices or applications. So between one or two device, if you want to change the applications or if you want to use the services, okay, one service is in one one system and another service in another system, yes, you can do with your own single id. Okay, and for that also you require the web services. uh, Before coming to further, I'll give you one example how this web services is happening. Okay, like for, I have given you the example that you have designed or you have purchased one a cloud as an infrastructure. So you will be providing as an services to some another user site. Okay, because you have designed as a cloud as an infrastructure. So you will be holding all those services that you want to include in your cloud. Okay, so like for example, this is one cloud. Okay, and there are a lot of services that you have included in your cloud. Okay, suppose s1, s2, s3, these are number of services which are included in your cloud. Now these services can be used by various end user sites or the client sites, okay, through internet. Okay, now if you are choosing which services to be included in your cloud, your services you have chosen. Now if there is an need of accessing of this S1 service with S2 service. Getting my point? S1 is some software, okay, or some application, and S2 is some another application. And if there is an connection of, or there must be an communication of S1 and S2. Getting my point? So that is known as, that connection or that communication is known as web services. That communication is known as web services. Is that okay to you? Yes, yes or no? You understanding or not?
Yes,
If
ma'am.
okay, if there is a need of accessing S1 service with some another service like S2 service and S3 service, okay, so for that you require the web services. This is one important thing. Okay, another important thing, see, in nowadays, as many businesses are going for cloud computing, okay, various businesses are there and they are choosing or opting the cloud computing. For what purpose? For these services to hold on. Like I have given you the example, if you have designed one or you have chosen the cloud computing as an infrastructure, that means you are the provider to the end user side. Okay, you are holding some services, right? So your services can be written in any language. It is not necessary that every services will be written in one single language, right? Because those are the applications. Okay, those services can be an applications, so applications need not be necessary to be written in one single language. Okay, like for example, S1 service is written in Java language. Okay, S2 service is written in .NET language, maybe example. Okay, S3 service, whatever the application it is there, it is written in something PHP language. Okay, using those different language. Okay, but still S1 service want to access the service of S2, but both are having the different languages. Okay, but if for this type of communication, okay, we require web services. Is that okay to you? Understood what I am saying? Yes or no? So
Yes,
languages
ma'am.
cannot be same for all the services. In a cloud, we are having various services, and of course, every service are having different programming language. Okay, so as per the applications, those are being developed. Okay, by the IT infrastructure or the IT companies, those applications are being put up in the cloud. Okay, so that on one particular area we will be able to access those softwares, or we will be able to access those applications. Okay, so languages can be differing, and if we want to use or access those different language, or if one service want to access the different language as S2, okay, for this we require the web services. So that is what it has been mentioned in the point number 2, is it is a method of communication between the two devices over the network. Okay, of course, if you are accessing the two services, S1 as one service and S2 as another service, these two services are developed in different languages might be. Okay, and you are able to access those services more than one device. Okay, maybe I can access in my mobile, in my laptop, in my desktop, or in my some another electronic device. Okay, so this is, in short, I want to say, that is a web service. Yes. Now, what is the need of web services? Okay. Of course, many of the business require the web services, like you are aware of Amazon Web Services. So, because of this, different applications, okay, which are available, okay, different applications for various facilities, so that end user get easy to access those details. Okay. So, for that, we require this web services. So modern day business application use variety of programming platforms to develop the web-based applications. Some applications may be developed in Java or in .NET or in some another languages. Okay, so those different language, if we want to have a communication between these different language, so we require the web services. So most often then this heterogeneous applications, because heterogeneous applications means they are not having the same language development. Okay, they are having a different language development. Those applications, okay, need some sort of communication to happen. So for this, they build using different development language, it becomes really difficult to ensure the accurate communication between those applications. So S1 is having built up in some another application is in different programming language. S2 is built up with different programming language, and if we want an communication between these two services, so we go for the web services. Now here is where web services come in. Okay, so that is the use of web services. Okay, you can see the picture. Yes, you can see the picture. So there are different types of web services which are available. Okay, and this picture give you example. If someone is using an application of Java, okay, and so this Java can have an communication with the .NET language, okay, or this .NET can have an communication with the PHP or Java language, okay. PHP application can have an, these are the services which are built in these languages, okay. One service is built in Java, one service is built in .NET, and one service is built in PHP. Okay, so we can have a communication with the different languages, okay, just because of this web services. Is that okay to you? Yes, here you can see Java, .NET and PHP applications can communicate with the other applications through web services over the network. Now, for example, Java application can interact with other three applications which are built in either Java or in .NET or in PHP. Okay, so we can have this communication happen just because of this web services. Okay, now how this happens, how it works, how this happen that Java can have a communication with the .NET. Okay, now this can happen by using these two types. Okay, like I will give you the example. uh, as I have shown you and explained you in this diagram how these services are built up and how this how these web services are being accessed. Okay, so looking to this example only. Okay, there are three particular what I can say terminologies which is required for this web services. One is registry. Okay, another is the provider. Like if you are the cloud provider, those providers, provider of the services, those providers we require. And again we require the consumers who want to access those services. Those are the consumers. Now how this process happens, how this web services can have an communication. Okay, so if you can see in registry side, this is something like, you can take an example. You are aware of telephone directory? Yes, yes or no? Telephone directory.
Yes, ma'am.
Now in telephone directory,
Yes, ma'am.
there are number of contact details which are been stored. Okay, of different places, of different locations. Those if you want to search one particular number of some particular person, okay, maybe it is something like in dictionary. So you can go in an alphabetical manner and you can go and search for that particular number or particular person detail, right, or mobile number or whatever the directory details we are having. So we can go and search in that directory that what is the contact number of that particular person. Okay, in similar manner in registry, what happens, it is something like in directory, so it is holding all the directories. Okay, it is holding all the directories. Now whoever is the provider, like who is providing the services, those are the providers, cloud providers. Now those providers whatever the services they are having, like in this example I have given you S1, S2 and S3 services. Those services can be the applications that cloud provider want to give to the consumer. Such type of applications they can use, like Gmail is giving us the facility to use many of the applications, like one of them is Microsoft Excel, okay, PPT or Word document. Okay, so no need of installing those software, license software. Okay, otherwise you need to install the license software. In license software there is a key. Okay, so you require a key for the installation. So even you don't have those key available, or if you don't have those installation in your PC also, still you can able to access those software. Why? Because it is available in our Gmail. So if you have a Gmail account, you can access those softwares, or you can access those facilities which has been given by the Google Cloud. Now, in similar manner, this provider, okay, any services that provider want to use in its cloud, okay, any of the services, okay, like S1, S2, S3 services, okay, those services, okay, whatever the role of these services, for what particular purpose these services are available. Okay, so this particular thing, something it need to be, it need to be stored somewhere. Okay, that what is the role of S1 service. Okay, or what is the beneficial of having the S2 service, okay, or having the S3 service. So somewhere it need to be stored. Yes, getting my point. So it need to be registered somewhere. So those services which are been provided by the cloud to the end user, okay, before that it need to get registered. Okay, so this is how this registry is having an, and provider is playing a role. It need to be registered. What? All the services which are been available in the cloud, those need to be registered. Now what is the role of consumer? Consumer want to search something. Okay, want to search, if I want to search in my Google Cloud that of something I need to design, and like a certificate if I want to design. Okay, now this is my aim, to design a certificate. So I will be searching, looking to my aim, that for this whether there is some application available in the Google Cloud so that I can access those facility. Getting my point? So accordingly I am searching those things. So where I am searching? I am searching again in the registry. Okay, so if it is available in the registry, so you will be getting the information. So consumer and registry role is to find. Okay, to find or to search. Consumer is searching the services in the registry, right? If the service is been found, okay, and if the consumer want to access those services, okay, so what it will be doing? It will be sending an request, something like, to the provider, because this is a cloud provider. So this is how binding happens. Okay, binding and invoke, this two methodology takes place, okay, when consumer want to access some of the services. So invoking and binding will take place, okay, if consumer want to access some services, if the consumer got some services in the registry. Okay, again I'm telling you, okay, like I have given you the example, there are various services and how this web services works. Okay, this all the services that you need to store in your cloud, or you need to as an infrastructure, so you will be the provider. Okay, so for that in your cloud you require various applications to be stored. Okay, so for that the registry is there which is holding all those services. Okay, but provider is giving the information that service 1 S1 is having this type of role. Okay, service S2 is having this type of role. Okay, service S3 is having this type of role. So various roles of the various services are there which is available in the cloud. Okay, so provider is giving detail, okay, by using registry. Okay, so they are registering all the services to the cloud. Now consumer is searching what type of the, like consumer means the end user side or the client side. Okay, if they want to search some services in the cloud, okay, so they are finding or searching in the directory. Okay, if I want to search some contact number, I will be using the telephone directory, right? So something like that, consumer is searching the directory, that is the registry where this all services are been hold up. Okay, now if the service has been found, okay, if the service has been found, so that is been requested from the consumer side to the provider side, that I want to access this type of services which is available in the cloud. So I want to access this type of service. Okay, so what the provider will do, provider will uh, request back, okay, or send an what I can say, acknowledgement, okay, that whether the consumer is able to access those service or not. Okay, so that is how the provider and consumer is having a connection. Okay, maybe through particular id or something, okay, you will be able to access those services. So this is how the web services works. Is that okay to you, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Sure, clearly?
Yes.
Okay. So there are various types of services which are available. We will not go in the detail of the types. Okay, generally two types are there. One is SOAP, that is Simple Object Access Protocol. So for having this web services, right? Like something I need to search in the registry, okay, and this provider is giving you the feedback whether the consumer is able to access those service or not. Okay, that is acknowledgement given, a request by the consumer and the acknowledgement from the provider side. So this requires some protocol. Okay, some standards and protocols are required, okay, for accessing the services. Okay, various protocols we have seen in the last class only. What are the various protocols that the cloud computings are having, okay, so that they can access through the network. So this also web services also require some standards and protocols. Okay, now there are various advantages of web services. Few of those are exposing the business functionality on the network. So if you are designing some application for your particular organization, like for example, if someone is working in a software company and they have a daily task of something, okay, like accounting task is there. Okay, generally in business there is an accounting task. So we can design some application for this accounting task, so that every day whatever the data you need to feed, okay, at the end of the day whatever the data you need to feed, it will be feed directly through the particular application. Okay, nothing major need to be work for it. Okay, through particular application you would be able to work, and it is available in the network, so your manager also can access those details. Okay, details regarding your accounting that you have stored in the cloud. Okay, that is been accessed by your head also, or by the manager also. Getting my point? So it is exposing business functionality on the network. Now, second advantage is interoperability amongst the applications. So that is what we are having. So this is different application, this is different application. So we have the operations, one operation is having a communication with the another operation. So that is why interoperability amongst the applications. Now, third advantage is a standardized protocol which everybody understands. Okay, yes, there must be a protocol to each and everything. Rules must be there, some standards must be there, that if you want to access this application, what are the steps that you want to take care. Okay, if you want to access this particular application, then again what I need to do, okay, what type of the knowledge I should have, or what I need to install. So those are the standard protocols. Okay, there are some executable extension files also, like in this Google Meet, which we are using as in communication mode for the class. Okay, we have a facility to have an Google Meet attendance, that whoever is joining the class, okay, automatically his attendance along with its name, okay, or sometimes we have the email ID options also, those are been stored. Number of times that the person is getting in and joining, rejoining again, getting out, okay, leaving a call, all that time is been mentioned. Okay, so that is what attendance is having, right? That we are having in a Google Meet. So that type of the standard protocols are there. Okay, so that is one of the good advantage of web services. Then again, reduction in cost of communication. Of course, for this, if I'm saying that S1 language is designed in some Java, okay, and S2 language is designed in some .NET, okay, and if we are not having a web services available with us, okay, we would not be able to have an communication of S1 and S2. But now using the web services, it is possible. It is possible, right? But if there would not be an web services, so what you need to do? S2 also we need to convert in the same language. Homogeneous languages will be there, and then we can have an communication with those services. So again, we need to go for the designing of the again a programming language of S1 in one language and S2 in the same language. Okay, a double task would be there. Okay, so this cost has been reduced. Okay, manpower is reduced in this, and the time has been consumed, and like lot of money has been saved. So that is what the speciality of this web services are there.